Hi class, welcome to week 2, and this week we are going to be talking about loss and attachment primarily, and the reason for this is because we don't typically grieve or experience bereavement for things that we're not attached to. So in order to understand someone's grief, in order to help them with their grief, you have to understand what are their attachments and what was the significance of the attachment. So for some people, if you lose a pet, for instance, a dog, it doesn't mean anything. And for others, it's devastating. So the only way to really work with people around issues of grief and bereavement is to understand the nature of their attachments and what the losses mean to them. And so I like to use this term, grief worthy, and like it's not up to us to decide what is grief worthy for other people. They get to decide that. Okay, so it's a couple of life experiences that are pretty significant, and that for most people there are losses involved, and those two are death and divorce. And so I have reading and podcast different information about those two topics, just as a way to get you thinking about, well, what are the losses associated with divorce, and how can we professionals make it better, make it worse? What are the losses associated with death? It's not just the loss of a person. When you're dying, it's not just the loss of your life, it's the loss of so many things. Just like with divorce, it's not just the loss of your spouse, it's the loss of so much. And the more we can understand that, the better job we can do helping people with their grief associated with loss. So have different things for you to be engaged with as far as learning and thinking about death and divorce. And also, I'm going to ask you to read the first chapter of the Wharton textbook, which also deals with loss and attachment. And then the forum assignment is for you to do independent research on attachment and loss, not grief, but attachment and loss, and present just a paragraph about what you found. So you might go to the Mansfield Library database and search loss, attachment, divorce, attachment, whatever, and find some kind of an article, professional article, about what is attachment, what does it mean, what is loss, what does loss mean, and then write just a brief paragraph for the other students in your group about, hey, I found this. This is what this author describes as loss, or this is what attachment means. So the two terms are really interrelated, but I'm not saying you have to cover both. Maybe you will. But what is loss? What is attachment? How are they related? Just something general about that, about those questions is your forum assignment. Find an article, present it, reflect about it, comment on other people's article summaries that they have found, and let's just spend some time thinking about, what does it mean to be attached? And what does it mean when when we lose our attachments? And what are people attached, and why? And how do we feel about other people's attachments? What do you think about somebody who, say, is very attached to their car or their dog or their whatever favorite sweatshirt? And just think about your own attachments and your own losses. But I just want to say that it's super important to be careful about assuming that our personal experiences somehow make us an expert in loss, attachment, grief, bereavement. They don't. They only make us an expert maybe in our own, but that is not a good foundation for helping other people. And that's why it's really important to if you can, put your own experiences and your own thinking about grief aside and be open to the ideas of other people. When all we do is learn from my experience, we are not then open to the experiences and knowledge that other people can offer us. So I like to try to encourage people to not share too much of their own experiences in this class. Because first of all, I think when we're really focused on our own stuff, we're not open to other people's stuff. And the second thing is that our class is not a support group, and so probably everybody who's taken this class is a really caring person. And so if somebody says, "Oh my gosh, this terrible thing happened to me," it causes other people to switch roles from student to, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," and to provide caretaking, which is a great thing to be a caretaker, but we're here in this class to be learners, and the roles are a little bit different, so we want to try to keep them separate. So I hope that makes sense. So again, this week is focused on loss and attachment. We're exploring it from different angles, and you will take some initiative and help contribute to all of our knowledge of loss and attachment by finding some kind of an article, professional article, and then sharing a summary of it. Be careful about plagiarism. Sharing a summary of it with your student colleagues, and then we'll discuss it. Okay? So I hope you're having a wonderful week, and thanks for all your comments and your videos of last week, and we will get busy starting on our new week. All right.